Alright guys, welcome back to the second part of ListViews and adapter and arrays and stuff like that. So we already have our string array created and we have our main activity created in our XML file with just a list view. So what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly create a list view object, and we're going to say call this list view, and that's equal list view, okay. And then down here we're going to assign it because we're going to use a few methods and classes and stuff, and we're going to need that access to that method. So we're going to write down equals find view by ID and or dot ID dot list view. I love how beautifully import done. Ah yes, derps, forgot to add the cast because this, remember, this only finds a view and then you have to cast it to a list view. So I could say view list view and then cast it manually. In fact, you know what, I'll actually show you that method here quickly. So view, what we're going to do is, because a view is pretty much anything in Android you can see, and we'll modify this here. So we'll just say view equals, and then we can just say find view by ID. Okay, fair enough, it works. And then if we add view here, look, what's happening here is we're assigning it to view and then we're casting that view that's found to a list view, which is perfectly valid, but it's obviously not the best way of doing this kind of thing. Great. Undo key is a wonderful thing. Someone said to get a new keyboard. I bought this keyboard because it's a mechanical keyboard and therefore it's amazing, and I love mechanical keyboards. They're just awesome, and that's why I have such a loud keyboard. So I've got our list view. Now, how do we map this list of arrays to appear as a list here? Well, we're going to use something called an array adapter. So we're going to call array adapter. Now I'm a little rusty on this. I have another class that does this automatically for me. So array adapter, or array adapter, and we're just going to call this adapter. Adapter is ER, isn't it? Goes new and an array adapter. Now I'm pretty sure this requires, there we go, and we'll just import array adapter. Now as you can see, we need a context, which is the activity we're using, naturally enough, and an int. Now hang on a second, now I think I've done this wrong. Ah yes, we say no, I've done this right. This, now what we're passing in here is the actual array. So how do we get this string array into our activity to use? Well, one thing we can do is we can actually create this. We'll make a string array, okay, and we'll call it planets equals this dot get resources. So go to the res folder dot get string array, and now we need the ID of our array. So it's or dot res, is it or dot array dot planet array, and that's how you find it. So this now retrieves that array from this file, the planet array, and pulls it into our planets. Okay, and then we can copy paste this in here. Now, obviously that's not working because this is actually an integer. You should be able to do that, but for some reason, so we'll actually just, you know, an integer is an ID essentially. So that's going to map that. We'll leave that there. We'll actually comment this out because we don't need it yet. And now we got to set our array adapter to our list view. So we'll say list view dot set adapter and adapter. Okay, So that's that's going to do is going to take it, map the array adapter straight onto our list view as a text line. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start up our emulator, and I'll get back to you once this is installed and running. Okay guys, just before we go here, I'm actually going to start a new emulator because a new emulator tools came out for the Nexus 7 and the the Galaxy Nexus now. So what we're going to do is if we hit start here and we start up normally, it's going to take up the whole damn screen because it's huge. But if we scale display to real size, it'll actually look, if we look at this here and we make this 24 inches because my monitor's 24 inches. Okay, something's wrong there. How have I managed that one? Start. Yeah. Oh. Derp. That's the screen size of the device. So if we start it, that's an actual size of a tablet on the screen. But even at that 7 inches on my monitor, I know it doesn't look like it, but it is actually the correct size. And this actually gives you an idea of how things are actually looking on it, and it'll also give me a better, a way of showing you much more clearly the emulator. And this is also running Android 4.1, which will be nice as well. So I'll get back to you once this is actually started. Okay guys, so I was trying to do something that you can't really do. We're actually going to modify this array adapter. I've decided to make a change to it because I'm not 100% sure on how to map it directly to a list view without a row. So we're going to create a new layout, and we're going to call this list view row. And we're just going to make it a frame layout for now. Don't worry, we will be modifying. Actually, no, we'll make it a linear layout because linear layouts are nice. And we're just going to put a large text view in here, and we're just going to center this as gravity. So we'll go into here and we'll modify this. PITY equals center. And that just puts it in the center of the list view. We'll see what this is about. We need to modify its match parent. We're going to say wrap width match parent actually is good. And height we're going to say wrap content. So that it's not being too high. This is essentially, well, we've done list views before. And we'll edit ID to be just list view, what do we call it? It's just this is text. Okay, done. So the reason the array adapter is not working is because we haven't got a list view row. I can't believe I forgot to. That's so stupid of me. So we're just going to get rid of this here, and we're going to choose a slightly different thing here. So context int, and hang on. Okay guys, so I solved the problem. I'm an idiot. As if you haven't got enough evidence for that. The array adapter is, you need 4 arguments, and I was just thinking about this because I haven't used ListViews for a while now. I've been doing other stuff with apps. I've been using mostly JSON and web services and databases. I haven't used an adapter in a long time actually. So the array adapter takes 4 arguments. It takes the context, the layout of the row we're going to use. So this layout here, the row layout. Okay. So that layout is going to be inserted into each row of the list view. It's going to take the list text, which is the view that you want to map it to, and then planets is the array of things you're going to map. So essentially this is often referred to as the layout row, or the layout for the row. So it's your context, and this is referred to as your from and your to. So you're mapping from planets to this. So what that's going to do is it's going to take the first row and map that first row. It's going to inflate the layout list view row, and then it's going to take the text from planets and set it to list text, and it has to be a text view object. And it's going to do it, and then the next row is going to be loaded. It's going to take the next object from planets, the next list text, and pull it in and do it all the way down along. So if we look at this on the emulator, as you can see here, we've got planets of the solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. In fact, in order to prevent debates of Pluto's not a planet, we'll do this. Now, well, bam, got around your comments, didn't I? Oh my god. I can just see the comments for this video already. So that's how you set up your array adapter. Now, if we look here at our activity main, we've only got a frame layout and a list view. What we could do is, we could modify main activity here, and if we extend list activity, a list activity is just an activity that just contains a list view on its own for displaying data. If you've heard noise there, actually that was my Skype getting a message. And you know, list view means you just set a list adapter and this. You don't need to even set content view because it has a content view. But we're not going to do that because we're going to be modifying the list view, and it's also good to know how to do this. So that's how you map an array of resources to a thing. Now in the next video we're going to go through on-click listeners, and we'll set up a listener for this, and we'll make it so that when you click one of them it'll bring